was great. That was a treat.
I love that Most Unoriginal Sin song.
It's wonderful.
I like that coffee. Oh, I like that. The dog song is okay.
That's
clever.
It's
okay.
Yeah, it's
but I like the coffee song. Is
very clever.
Well, Randall, Randall's no chump, and Randall's probably 35.
Yeah.
And man, that guy, they love him.
Yeah. Well, I can understand it.
So, well, the album is terrific. I've listened to the whole album several times. Because when you're driving kids back and forth to the airport, it's
driving crazy. Yeah.
2.5 hours each way. So you have time to listen to stuff.
But that was fun. Nice guy too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
I need to get me 2 Ford pickups. I'd rather not have to buy them, but of course I guess I do. But well, Ford gave the ranch some pickups.
I know.
Maybe I can. Well, I'll buy them myself for the ranch. But well, we talked to Perry talked to Bob Turner Ford, somebody from Bob Turner Ford yesterday in Albuquerque. They're the leading Ford dealer in the state, I think. And then, of course, I'm very loyal to Bill Kolb Jr. Ford.
Of course. He's a great guy. We love Mr. Kolb.
And Mary Ann, who actually runs the place, by the way. But Bill's not all that bright,
He's not?
No. He's a nice guy, but she really,
just kind of keeps him around as like an ornament.
In fact, when I call for something, I call her.
Oh, well, all right.
I don't even call him. I mean,
go right to the person who's controlling, pulling the strings.
But I'll be talking with Claude here in about 52 minutes, and Claude's got to do better than Bob Turner, so that's all. I hate to play them against each other. You'd think I'd be loyal to Bill Kolb Jr. Ford, wouldn't you?
Actually, no. We think you would play them against each other.
I resent that.
I can't help it.
Oh. Well, anyway. Well, man, that was certainly worth doing, John Hyatt. See, what we're doing now, we're only putting these musical guests that we're going to have, throughout the rest of our tenure here.
Yep.
Are only people who we really want on.
Well, let's have more of that.
Yeah, he was got it.
That was fun.
Save that version of Unoriginal Sin, Bernie, or Lou. It would be Lou.
Yeah.
Or she would save it, wouldn't you, Lou?
No question.
Yeah, man, that is really... That's
terrific. Really was.
He's tremendous.
Yeah, he really is. Again, I hate to go on about it here, but...
A lot of times I joke around about somebody going to sniff somebody's chair after they leave. Lou actually went and sniffed John Hyatt's seat.
Oh, I was all over that.
Yeah.
The guy is really, that's...
He was bombarded out in the newsroom, actually.
He was?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I bet he was. He's really good. That guy's good.
What a nice guy, too.
He's written a lot of songs for a lot of other people, Did you know that, Charles?
I didn't know until you started talking about it.
He's a big-time songwriter, too. That's how...
Have a Little Faith in Me.
That's...
Bonnie Raitt.
Stuff for Bonnie Raitt.
That's terrific.
No, he's written some,
talented man.
He's played with everybody, too.
I can't believe I never heard of the guy until about 2 months ago.
Well, I'd heard of him through the years, but I just hadn't paid much attention. Like John Prine and J.J. Cale, and... Well, they don't compare to him,
No.
J.J. Cale. Shut up.
I thought he built hotels.
What?
Nothing. I said, I thought he built hotels. I didn't know who he was.
You thought he built hotels? I'm going to beat the hell out of you.
No, you're not going to do anything of the
I'm
sort.
going to beat the hell out of you after Bernie beats the hell out of Sid.
Now, wait a minute.
Violence is not the answer.
Yeah, it's going to be, though, Janice. You're going to have to be witness to it, that's all. What's the deal with it?
I have to clean up afterwards.
10 minutes after the hour. Here in the IMUS in the Morning program. I haven't heard any more from that nitwit program director, 610, the sports animal. Ian Martin, I think his name is. Jesus, these people. How are we doing on getting the replacement for Julie?
We are interviewing candidates.
Have you interviewed any young boys yet?
Well, what difference does it make?
It doesn't make any difference. We're looking for a production assistant. It's a gretes opportunity if anybody's interested in getting into radio or TV.
So anytime a young girl walks through the newsroom, all of those guys in there have got their tongues down onto the carpet, and we need a young little boy in here for us women.
Yeah, actually, right now,
Chernoff is interviewing some young, nice-looking woman to be his receptionist. She's back there right now.
Oh, what a waste on him. This is what you'll be doing. Here's all my files. When my door is closed, don't come in. Yeah, that's great. He'll make good use of that.
Yeah.
Come on, she's applying for a job to work for him.
Here's the newsroom. Don't come in here. Just go right through to the copy machine and come right back to your desk.
It's scary how much you sound like him, Lou.
Yeah, it really is. I mean,
This is Sid. Do not touch.
Do not
You're
feed
interested
the
in-
animals.
being the IMUS625 production assistant, email your resume and cover letter to Kara Dugan at kdugan, D-U-G-A-N, kdugan at WFAN.com. And she'll call you if she likes what she sees.
Sure.
If not, then she won't call you. And then they'll interview you and see what happens.
It'll be another
I guess we'll probably hire somebody before I get back, won't we?
Hopefully.
Well,
Is it going to be like my job interview? Are you sure you want this job? Are you sure you want this job? Are you on heavy medication?
45 times.
Are you drunk?
All right, we'll ask her again tomorrow.
what's coming up in the world of scum, Janice?
Hey, Justin Timberlake changes his underwear 6 times a day. Puff Daddy orders ladies to go topless or go home. And a man gets 10 days in the slammer for urinating on chicken.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Yeah, I do too.
Out in New Mexico.
Yeah.
His name is Fred.
You know, what part of Fred's house did that occur in?
On his way to his DJ gig.
A bucket of chicken is soggy.
Good Lord.
What's the latest on Kobe Bryant, Sid?
Well, I guess, the real concert event of the summer is Rob Bartlett and the Bartletts live on stage in the all-new, all-song parody show at the Seven Angels Theater in Waterbury, Connecticut, Saturday, July 19th and Friday, July 25th, as part of the 5th Annual New England Comedy Festival. 2 nights only, Saturday, July 19th and Friday, July 25th. Tickets are going fast, so call the Seven Angels at 203-757-4676. That's 203-757-4676, or visit robshow.com for information about Rob Bartlett and the Bartletts all-song parody show live in concert at the Seven Angels Theater in Waterbury.
It's time for the Pep Boys Future Truck Tire Sale, Mo.
Johnson's advisors and those in the Democratic Party told Johnson to get behind the civil rights movement or be labeled a racist. The obvious irony here is that he was a racist.
Well, I don't know that Beschloss said it was okay. I think he was simply drawing the comparison between what Harry Truman had said about Jewish people and yet supported the creation of the State of Israel, and Lyndon Johnson using that despicable word, and yet at the same time being such a proponent of the civil rights movement.
Yeah, if you people are going to write these America Online instant messages, you got to pay attention. Here's another. You're just realizing now that Tim Russert isn't fair and isn't unbiased and doesn't have his own agenda. Wake up, man. Well, I don't think that's true. How is Russert asking Rumsfeld about his citation of the bogus nuclear claim sandbagging, even if he left off the attribution of the president? When Rumsfeld made the comment on January 29th, he must have been aware of the fact that this story had aroused much controversy between the CIA, the NSC, and the State Department. Rumsfeld repeated an allegation he had reason to doubt, and this deception is in no way mitigated by the fact that he was merely quoting the president.
Bottom line.
I don't agree with that. Well, that was the way it was presented. It was, just Russert,
Doing his job. He does it to Democrats and Republicans alike.
I don't have a big problem with it. It's just, I would just think Tim would be above that, but apparently he's not.
Rumsfeld knew about those problems with that allegation, and he didn't say anything. Bottom line.
A couple ugly comments about Andy Russell we don't need to read. Somebody is suggesting Ann Coulter would be a good guest.
Yeah.
But she's funny.
And sweet.
Somebody asked her in an interview if she'd ever seen two women having sex.
Yeah.
And she said yes when Katie Couric interviewed Hillary Clinton.
There you go.
It's a pretty good line, huh?
Sure.
What's going on in the world, Chuck?
At least one American soldier was killed and a half dozen others injured in a rocket-propelled grenade attack on U.S. soldiers in Baghdad. Convoy of military vehicles was hit in central Baghdad. UN Secretary General Kofi Annan scheduled to meet with President Bush at the White House today as they discuss what to do about Liberia and whether or not, what the extent of U.S. participation in that is going to be. A Dubai-based group that claims to have ties to Al-Qaeda has released a tape saying that it is behind these attacks on U.S. forces in Iraq and not embittered Saddam Hussein supporters. Expect to hear a lot more this week about the growing flap over weapons of mass destruction. No WMDs have been located since the president declared an end to major combat operations on the 1st of May. And British Prime Minister Blair is going to come to this country for a visit, and he will address the Congress, in fact, on Thursday, and doubtless that is not going to go away anytime soon.
It's probably not going to go well either.
The British government has again defended its claim that Hussein tried to get uranium from Africa. The White House said last week President Bush's accusations were based on forged documents, but British-born Secretary Jack Straw says Britain received intelligence from a third country, intelligence that the United States has not been made privy to at this point. A new poll in Britain shows 66% of those questioned believe Blair misled the public there before he sent troops, though, to Iraq, so he suffers exactly the same kind of atmosphere and questions that is, continuing to hound the Bush administration.
Kobe Bryant has told the L.A. Times that he's sure he'll be cleared in this assault case and doesn't think that he should even be asked about it, saying that you know me and, I wouldn't do something like this.
Right.
And then friends of this young woman are saying that, in fact,
She wouldn't lie.
she wouldn't lie.
She wouldn't make something like that up.
You want to see some footage of me riding a pony? I realize this won't help you on the radio.
By the way, before you go there, though, you know what Coulter made that comment about two women having sex, Barbara Walters and Hillary Clinton? It was on The View.
Of course, it was Katie Couric.
Excuse me. Katie Couric.
Here's the I-Man on the pony. Just check this out.
All right, here we go.
Here you can provide commentary, Charles. You're riding a little mechanical pony. Which apparently the tape is going to take a while to get queued up.
I think I need another 30 seconds.
Bigfoot is... All right, your chance to say I won $1,000 now with the I-Man as iwon.com and the I'm Just Wayne program, giving away $1,000 a day. Right now, I'll give you a chance to call in and win $1,000. Here's what you do. You call up and I'll ask you this question.
All right.
And if you can answer it correctly, you'll win $1,000. The telephone number is 1-800-370-IMUS. IMUS on the telephone is 4687. So you call 1-800-370-4687 to answer this idiotic question I have, and then you'll win $1,000. It's as simple as that. It's from iwon.com, and the search engine that gives away money every day, and from the I-Man. It's coming up on 14 after the hour. Bo Dietl's going to be in a little bit. We'll talk to Fred Imus, who's in Danbury, Connecticut. I wonder, is Fred going to move to Rio Dosa? Well, we'll find out. So, here I am on the pony.
Oh, well, that is just... oh, God, that's pathetic.
What's pathetic?
Well, you just look like... I don't know what you look like. You look like a grown man on a dime store for crying out in front. Little quarter, put the...
Very lively.
Yeah, it's fun. The kids like it.
Janice will love it.
Can we get one here?
Something is
In the studio?
very disturbing about that.
How much money you got to put in there?
Well, we actually have a switch you can turn on for nothing.
Excellent.
Normally it's quarter a throw, though, isn't it? Something like that?
Something like that. You get to peek in you get to peek in the pony's nose and see a little, Anyway, it was fun. What's coming up in sports, Sid?
It's the home run hitting contest tonight, the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Man, he is drinking again. Jerry Stackhouse gets arrested. And here's a question for you from a story from the weekend. What would you do for a Yankee cap? Okay, great.
Will you do the fandango? Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening me.
Nobody loves me.
He's just a poor boy from a poor family, sparing his life from his one nothing day. IMUS in the morning.
Remember this?
both decks of the inbound George Washington Bridge, 30 minutes at the inbound Lincoln Tunnel, 10 minutes on the outbound side because a broken-down tractor trailer has just been cleared from inside the tube, and in Rahway, northbound St. George Avenue still shut down at West Grand Avenue where a truck ran into a building. This report's brought to you by Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse. Come to Lowe's and purchase $250 or more of level or blinds and receive a $25 Lowe's gift card free after mail-in rebate. Offers expires July 31st. Lowe's Improving Home Improvement. I'm Laura McNichol for the Toyota Fan Highway Patrol.
20 minutes after the hour here in the IMUS morning program on the radio and on MSNBC. It's your chance to say I won $1,000 with I-Man as I1.com. And the IMUS morning program are giving away $1,000 a day. Here on line 4 is Mac from San Antonio, Texas. Morning, Mac.
Good morning, sir.
You know, I was listening to the other day.
Who?
The Texas Tornadoes and the old shot. Is anybody going to San Antonio?
All right.
Or
Great
Phoenix,
Texas,
Arizona.
San Antonio National Anthem.
Yeah. So I'm a big Dirk Sound fan, you know.
All right.
All right, here's the question.
Okay, sir.
In the song that Warren Zevon wrote, Carmelita, which the version I play is by Adam Durst, lead singer for Counting Crows. In the third verse, the protagonist in the song, who is a guy strung out on heroin on the outskirts of town, hawks his typewriter, his Smith Corona, and goes to meet his dealer on Alvarado Street at a fast food concession stand. What kind of food do they sell there? What's it called?
Chicken stand.
What's the name of the chicken stand?
Oh, God. Alvarado Street at the fried chicken stand. I can't remember. Colonel's chicken stand? No. I know it's a chicken stand, but I cannot think of the word.
Is that close enough, Charles?
That was close enough the way the question was phrased.
Pioneer.
That's it.
That's it.
Pioneer.
All right.
The Pioneer Chicken Stand.
I won $1,000.
Beautiful. Yes, you did. From I1.com. Well, they give away money every day on their website.
Yeah.
And from now, man.
Thank you, sir.
Are you listening to the radio or watching TV?
Watching you on TV.
So paid MSNBC is not only keeps you up to date on what's going on in the world, you won $1,000.
Well, hell.
You live in large there, Mac.
Don't get no better than that.
All right, baby. Hang on. I think we got to get your thing and all that. Find out where you is. All right, baby.
Snap of a finger.
He's my main man out there. I hope he stays safe and wears his vest out there with them abba-dabba-dools going on. You know what I'm saying?
And from Granbury, Texas, sponsored by a Tri-State Jeep dealer, here's my brother Fred Imus. Good morning, Fred.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you? Are you moving to Rio Doso?
Yes, I am. I've got this house for sale. The next house I own is going to be an RV. I'm never going to own another house.
Why?
Because it's just, I've reached that point where I just don't want a mortgage. I don't want this. I don't want all the things that go with it, all the hassles.
You haven't lived there very long.
That's right. The next house I get, I'm going to be able to back up, truck up to it, hook it up, and go down the road.
You know, that makes eminent good sense for your brother, actually.
Yeah.
Hi, man.
What do you do with your horses?
There's millions of people, maybe not millions, but there's hundreds of thousands of people in this country that do exactly that.
You're right. They're called road people.
They're called full-timers.
What do you do with your horses and dogs?
Take them with me, you know. I found a place up there for the horses, and it's just a little bit of a hassle, but, everything works out, you know what I'm saying?
Don't take this the wrong way, Fred, but people who live in their cars and RVs like that are the dregs of humanity.
That's right, and I'm proud to be one of them.
Amen.
At least it has a roof on it.
Just a road warrior, ain't you, Fred?
Yeah, I like that road warrior.
Go. My God.
Did you pick any?
I just back up to it, hook it up, and go somewhere else.
Yes, sir.
Did you pick anybody in this car race?
You hung up on me Friday, or I guess you got busy or commercials or something. And I didn't get to pick a car race, but I was.
Oh, damn.
Oh, darn, what a shame.
To win that race, but he finished 14th, so it's probably good I didn't pick the race. Brian Newman actually wanted.
Yeah, I was thinking about you this weekend, Fred. There's a nice story in Saturday's New York Post about two brothers. Could easily be you and Don. One guy is a one-legged guy. He lost his leg to gangrene. He's in a wheelchair. And his other brother stabbed him to death because he wanted his Yankee hat back. And for some reason, I thought about you two guys.
Oh, man.
True story.
That's just great, son.
You guys have never beat each other up, though, as brothers,
No.
have you?
No.
My brother beat me up a long time ago.
Well, my brother hit me in the head with a rock. So.
That's after I hit him with the rock.
Well, what else going on, friend?
Lynn made some chocolate chip cookies yesterday.
Who's Lynn?
My wife.
Oh, okay.
The woman I married?
How'd that work out?
Took her 4 hours to make them. I said, honey, why did it take you 4 hours to make these chocolate chip cookies? She said it took her 3 hours to peel the M&Ms.
Oh, God. So, what's going on with you, Bo?
I got something here for Sid. You know, Friday got a little nasty here. Sid tried to call me up. I was in a meeting.
Oh, he did. He called you out, and you didn't.
No. Well, let's finish the whole story. I did get an apology over the air, which I respect. He did apologize to me, and he said, quote unquote, he don't want a piece of me. I was trained.
Did you hear it, Fred?
No, I didn't.
I got something for Sid here,
Oh,
Don.
boy, look at this.
Let's see that.
Take a look at this. It's great.
Wow.
I was training last week, Don, and this is a picture of me in my basement there. When Sid called me out, I went right to the ring. We started training. So I'm going to give this to Sid so Sid can watch every day when he's training to look up to what he maybe could be one day. And if he wants a piece of this, he can have a piece of this anytime.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, bringing in pictures is
Well, I think Sid said it all on Friday. Sid, do you want to apologize again on the air?
I said one guy would not mess with this bone.
Yeah, but I mean,
what else you want from the guy? You want the guy to get on his knees and gravel?
some of the things. No, but I mean, some of the things you said about you wouldn't think you wouldn't think you would let him take back unless
No, let me tell you something.
Unless you're wearing a pair of panties, right, Charles?
I was very upset because it was on national radio and TV and everything.
Well, yeah.
But then when he came back with the apology, I accept his apology.
I even tried to call him, and he was in a meeting. He hung up on me.
Yeah.
I would like to see him gravel, frankly.
Well, he could gravitate a little bit. Hey, Don, you know, you're getting your coolers out there. I'm installing them coolers out in the ranch. The AquaCell coolers to purify the water.
We already have coolers.
No. These coolers are purification of
Don't
the utmost.
send anything out here without asking me about it.
Well, with your permission, I got to hook them
No,
up.
you don't have my permission.
Well, you don't want to drink that fungus water with the biological offsprings of camelode, do you? What?
Whatever.
AquaCell
Don't
clears
send
out
anything out
every
here because
purification.
I won't accept it.
But you got parameciums in there that can get into your stomach, and you think by eating all that other garbage you eat will cleanitate it. This will cleanitate it. You have a beautiful bottle. Don, this is important for your life.
Okay, hang on a minute. I got to find out what's going on in the world. We're getting a news update from Charles. What is going on, Charles?
All right, I-Man. In the headline stories, 2 separate attacks in and around Baghdad today have killed another U.S. soldier and injured several more. The soldier was killed and 6 others hurt when rocket-propelled grenades and machine gun fire hit their convoy in the capital. A Dubai-based group that claims to have ties to Al-Qaeda has released a tape saying that it's behind all these attacks on U.S. forces, and it's not Saddam Hussein supporters, according to the voices on this tape. People along the Gulf Coast of Texas and Mexico boarding up, stocking up for a possible hurricane. Claudette could reach shore tomorrow evening, they're now saying. The Massachusetts Supreme Court could make the state the first in the nation to recognize same-sex marriages. The court expected to rule this week on a landmark case. And a new report says race divides Hispanic people. The Washington Post quotes a Census Bureau as saying that Hispanics, who can be of any race, are divided and work different jobs and live in different neighborhoods even, based on the shade of their skin. And former President Gerald Ford celebrates the first...
Didn't Spike Lee do a movie about that, about African Americans?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, yeah.
The jigaboos and the wannabes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. On these same-sex marriages, who gives away the bride, and which one is the bride?
I think that's something they just have to, I guess, an accommodation has to be made beforehand of who's going to represent who.
You could have the gay of honor. You could have the maid of honor, the gay of honor. I mean,
Whoever's Fred, have you had anybody? What do you have there in Granbury, Texas? What your house? How many acres is it on?
It's 24 acres.
Right.
Wow.
Had a guy make an offer yesterday, but he was about $80,000 short.
You could put it on eBay, maybe.
You mean he was $80,000 less than you paid for it?
Right.
Haven't you made some improvements there? Or?
Made some little improvements and stuff, but you shouldn't lose money on it. I mean, might not make any, but at least got to get out what I got in it.
Sure.
Unless the place is just rotting and falling apart, which for some reason I think may be the case.
The thing is, somebody will come along and then buy it.
Have you cleaned it since you bought it?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the thing about you're showing a house, man. It's got to be clean all the time.
Have they been able to remove that permanent brown haze that hovers around your?
What about those bugs you were talking about a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, what's those bumps you have on you?
Oh, well, I told you I got this stuff that it's called, I forget what it's called, but it makes you invisible to bugs.
Right.
And what you do is the bugs are a lot of times in the grass. So what I do now is I not only spray the stuff on myself, but I just spray it all over my boots and stuff. Right. I'm invisible to bugs, is what I am now.
You're also obviously invisible to Lynn all these years. On your penis for a long time.
And he's invisible to me.
Yeah. Did you spray that on your brother?
Yeah. 36 minutes past the hour. All right, thanks, Fred. 24 till the hour. Here's old Adam Durance now.
Static on the radio, and the tubes they glow in the dark, and I'm there with her in Ensenada, and I'm here in Echo Park. Carmelita, hold me tighter, I think I'm sinking down.
This is a ranch song,
and I'm all strung out on heroin on the outskirts of town.
Kids all singing.
Well, I'm sitting here playing solitaire with my pearl hand of deck. The county won't give me no more methadone, and they cut off your welfare check. Carmelita, hold me tighter, I think I'm sinking down. I'm all strung out heroin on the outskirts of town.
Like a pleasant set of circumstances.
IMUS in the morning.
All right. More Bo Dietl coming up. That's a promotion or a warning. Introducing Pro Bites. That's what it says, yeah. They tell me it's a delicious, healthy protein snack that's the perfect alternative to all them bars and shakes, babies. This new revolutionary crunchy snack is 100% natural. Made from sucrose soy, the finest available. This low-carb, low-fat, low-calorie protein snack is great for the entire family. Put it in a school lunchbox, afternoon time, to athletes, even diabetics. Snack food just got healthy here. Pro Bites taste great and available in nacho cheese, sour cream, onion, ranch, and barbecue flavors. Sounds good, huh?
Yes.
Pro Bites perfect as a snack, supplement, or a meal replacement. Pro Bites be the official snack of Team USA Volleyball. That fat goober from Texas, Roger Clemens. He's endorsed it. He's cashed it in here in the twilight of his career.
Yeah.
Pro Bites, check them out. It's a protein snack to go crunch. Have a for your lunch. Well, David Halberstam's new book, Teammates, already a New York Times bestseller, has taken the country by storm. The Boston Globe called it a masterpiece. Time magazine said it was glorious. And Michael Kay said, one of the best books you'll ever read. Old Halberstam can write a book, I'll tell you that now.
Yes, he can.
The Teammates is the story of 4 great ball players from a remarkable Boston Red Sox team who stayed close for 60 years. Dom DiMaggio, Johnny Pesky on a visit to Ted Williams where the book opens. They know he's dying. Along with Bobby Doerr's reminiscences, they take a journey back to the magical era of baseball. It's about the richness of friendship. It's about baseball. It's a great book from David Halberstam called The Teammates from Hyperion. It'll be an ESPN TV documentary on July 25th at 8 p.m. It'll be a Friday. Don't do anything, check it out. It's what Attorney General Elliot Spitzer calls the largest consumer scam ever. Wall Street reeling as 10 of its largest investment firms have agreed to pay $1.4 billion in fines for misconduct that cost many investors their life savings. But now, thousands of investors are fighting back. Ordinary people, just like you, filing stock fraud claims and getting back the money they lost. In fact, over $250 million in claims has already been paid since 2002. If you believe you lost money as a result of fraud, error, or negligence, call 1-866-4-STOCK-LOSS and speak to the lawyers at Napoli, Kaiser, and Byrne. Call today. Their offices are right behind the ambulance. Delay could affect your ability to receive compensation. That's probably an unkind thing to say about old Napoli and Kaiser and Byrne. But it is time to get your money back, and these boys will get it back. That's like sticking a junkyard dog on them.
There you go.
Well, they are pissed off, and they want to get your money back. They're going to take their cut, but that's fine. You wouldn't get anything if it weren't for them. So give them a call, 1-866-4-STOCK-LOSS, and say, let me tell you who screwed me here. What can you do about it? They said, we can do a lot about it. We can turn their life into an appearance on Meet the Press.
Right. Hello there, Jack from the J-Team at Jiffy Lube. Yes, it's summertime, the best time of the year, right? Well, not for your engine. Rising temps, oppressive heat, it all adds up to a lot of engines losing their cool. Summerproof your car at Jiffy Lube and take advantage of our summer savings event. Whether it's Pennzoil synthetic, high mileage, or conventional, we have the Pennzoil motor oil that's right for you. Don't get burned this summer. Visit Jiffy Lube today, and we'll make sure your car runs perfectly all summer long. The J-Team Summer Savings at participating locations. Jiffy Lube, the well-oiled machine.
LendingTree.com presents the 3 stages of debt. 1, denial.
I can pay this off anytime.
2, acceptance.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
3, solution with a debt consolidation loan from LendingTree.com, where banks compete and you choose the loan that's right for you. To consolidate your debt, call 1-800-555-TREE. When banks compete, you win at LendingTree.com.
Equal housing opportunity. Some restrictions may apply. See website for details.
The Auto Body Express 40% off sale is the ABX goes out of business. And, wow, it's all over. That's the end. A lot of neat stuff. You know, it costs so much to make it because made it in this country, you know. Couldn't make it in Taiwan or Mexico or someplace. So you have to buy 3 items. You take advantage of the 40% off deal, but stuff's going fast, and you can check it all out on AutoBodyExpress.com on the Internet. You can buy it there. You can call 1-800-272-1957. Auto Body Express, sponsored by Mohegan Sun. Hey, Bo Deedles here, sponsored by NetJets and by Joey Pots and Pans Spaghetti Sauce.
It's a great sauce, yeah.
How long ago was that photograph taken of you in your boxing attire?
5 years ago. 5 years ago.
Well, how do you look now?
I look the same way. Hold on a second.
Take your clothes off and let's sing.
Strip down, Boser.
Take your clothes off.
Take your clothes off. Take your jacket and at least jacket, shirt, tie off.
Yeah. Take that off.
Yeah.
Let's see how you look.
Yeah.
I want to see how you look.
No, I mean, you look great in that photograph. You look like somebody that no person in their right mind.
Yeah, you look like a professional boxer.
You really do. But let's see what you're looking like now.
Now, let's see if you got a great big old gut on you.
Big old gut, or if and strike that pose. You know, that
let's
same
see
pose.
Let's see if you got those who's that golfer?
Oh, yeah, Craig Stadler.
No.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Who has those?
Guy always places second. What's his name? Mickelson.
Okay.
Lance Mickelson. Phil Mickelson.
Phil
He's got his.
Mickelson.
Okay, let's see what Bo's got.
Look at him,
Let's
like
see
a
what he's
gorilla,
got.
man. Look at this guy.
Look at this. Let's see.
Son of a gun, Bo.
That's pretty good, Bo. That's pretty good.
Not bad.
You
That's
got to
pretty
be
good.
kidding me.
Uh-huh.
Piece of that?
No.
No, I don't.
No.
Want a piece of that. Nobody
no, under
does.
any circumstances.
No human being wants a piece of that. Particularly Sid, who did call you out. And of course,
that's pretty remarkable.
When I
pretty
took my
impressive.
shirt off, Sid ran out of the studio.
Well, yeah, what do you think is going to happen when Bernie gets done with him?
You know what? I got to tell you the honest truth. I don't want to see either one of them get hurt. I just want them to train good, so we have three good rounds, and nobody get hurt. You know?
Well, no.
Don't be diplomatic, Bo.
Good Lord.
We got to have loyalty to Bernie.
Well, you know, I came out with loyalty to Bernie from the beginning. I just feel kind of sorry for Sid. Sid's like the sad sap guy. You know what I'm trying to say? I feel sorry about what Bernie could do to him.
Oh man, it's
not going to be good.
No,
it's not gonna be good. But I think what's going to happen is
And Bernie doesn't even want to do it. Bernie got dragged into this, you know.
Yeah, you want to know something, but it's going to be entertaining. They're going to wear headgear, and Bernie, don't hurt him that bad.
But you know what the deal is? Bernard McGurk is tough as nails.
He's got balls. You know what it is?
Look,
You could be the biggest guy in the world. You could be
raising
the...
expectations.
No.
It's going to be a tough fight.
Hey, listen.
Sid's already sparring with guys. He's in the ring. He's in heavy bag.
But you know what it is? It's hard. It's hard. Remember the boxers, the Savarese we had here that time?
Yeah.
Savarese. He was a big guy, 6'6". He didn't have the heart. He didn't have the heart to fight. The guy Kirk Johnson, right? Kirk Johnson's a good fighter. He don't have the heart. If you don't have the heart and the balls, then you can't fight.
I think maybe we could have expressed that a different
Well, I mean,
way.
excuse me, I apologize. Don, can I talk serious about one thing? You know, I've been
as soon as we do a news update, we got to find out what's going on.
Okay, serious
right now. Here on the radio on MSNBC. What is going on, Chuck?
Okay, I-Man. The latest CIA Director George Tenet expected to be summoned to Capitol Hill this week, to explain how this controversial sentence got in President Bush's State of the Union speech in January. There have been new attacks on American soldiers in Iraq. In one assault, a soldier was killed, and 6 others were injured. Another rocket-propelled grenade attacked. Today is the anniversary of a 1958 coup against a British-backed authority in Iraq, and they were afraid that there would be more of this sort of action today. And a group affiliated with Al-Qaeda, or so it says, is claiming that it's behind these attacks on U.S. troops in Iraq, and it's not, embittered people who are Ba'athist Party members or followers of Saddam Hussein. The statement also warns of more attacks in the days ahead. Doesn't say exactly what they will be, when, or where. People along Gulf coasts of Texas and Mexico boarding up for a possible hurricane as Tropical Storm, at this point, Tropical Storm Claudette, continues to advance toward the coast, could reach the coastline tomorrow evening. And former President Gerald Ford celebrating a birthday today, I-Man. Michigan's favorite son turns 90 years old today. He and his wife Betty are scheduled for a White House visit later on in the week as part of the observance of Mr. Ford's 90th birthday.
90?
Yep.
Holy God.
Yeah.
Well?
Oh, that's great. Good. God bless him.
Yeah,
God bless our president.
Yep.
Lance Armstrong leads the Tour de France after 8 stages. There are 20 stages.
Uh-huh.
A couple weeks ago, still haven't hit the Pyrenees yet, although they were in the mountains yesterday.
Yeah.
And
he admits that he was struggling somewhat in an area that he had no problem with a couple of, in the previous.
I think he's the greatest athlete of the century.
And whatever bull riding event I was watching, Terry Don West didn't win, so no to Chris Shivers.
By the way, I-Man, you messed up. You just messed up.
How did he mess up?
How did the I-Man mess up?
Yeah.
How did the I-Man
He broke his own self-imposed rule.
What?
As I predicted he would.
Yes, and Bernie even said that he'd break it, and Bernie was exactly right.
Which rule is that now?
You may remember on Friday, Imus said that the fight talk will not come up again until Imus returns to the studio the first week of September. Nobody, including Imus himself, should bring up any talk about the fight between Bernie and I.
Yeah.
And what just happened?
Me, but
Broke the rule.
What just happened, I mean?
I brought it up.
It's your show, Don. You can do whatever you want to do. I mean, what are you starting to get small with the boss?
Yeah, not what you're being.
Calling out the I-Man?
You called Bo out first.
No, listen, I just saw you on TV without your shirt on. That's a pretty impressive specimen. I want no part of you. All I'm pointing out to the I-Man that he made a rule and he broke the rule.
You want no part of Bernard either.
No, Bernard I'm not worried about. I mean, I shouldn't say, no, hold on a second. I don't want to demean Bernard because the fact is he is a good athlete. He's in good shape. And I think it's going to be a good fight. I don't think I'm going to kill Bernard. He's a tough kid. I'm not making fun of Bernard. All I'm saying
you're going to get whooped.
No, here's what I'm saying. If you're going to spend $500 that day for a great cause, by the way, we're going to raise $250,000 for the IMUS Ranch. I am promising you.
A show.
You'll see a good 3 rounds of boxing that I will not get killed, and neither will Bernie.
My God.
I personally, honestly, think it goes 3 rounds, and I don't think anybody knocks anybody out.
Neither do I.
The Brooklyn Bleeder. You're going to look like a slasher.
You are going to.
Do me a favor. If you get punched in the face the first time, do not cower. Do not run away. Don't start crying. Do not
start crying.
If he breaks your nose, just take it in stride.
No, you know what, Bob, my nose has been broken 3 times already.
I know, but
I took a Heineken bottle across the face of the palladium and fell down 16 steps.
I want to see you not cower.
No, I get mad. When people hit me, I get mad.
You didn't get that mad with Johnny C.
You didn't get mad that way. You wet your pants.
You're a puss, you know it. Come on. That's the big problem. Will you be able to stand up for 3 rounds and take the beating?
Yeah.
I think I will be.
Yeah.
I've proven I can take a punch.
Hey, Don, you know, I talked to... This is serious stuff.
What punch did you prove you could take?
You know, I've broken my nose 3 times.
No. That's because you had it so far up my butt.
Yeah. Hey, Don?
Yeah.
So you heard of Tommy Thompson, right?
Yeah.
Secretary...
Governor Tommy Thompson.
Yeah, the Secretary of Health and Human Services.
Former governor of Wisconsin.
Yeah, I've come on the show. It's very important. Coming Tuesday or Wednesday, the United States Congress is going to do the vote
Not
on
the
that.
sharpest knife in the drawer, Governor Thompson.
Well, he's still our Secretary of Health.
Well,
the
whatever.
Secretary of Health is set up. The FDA is set up for reasons. They got a bill before United States Congress now. Remember they passed the Medicaid bill?
Right.
Now they got a bill with this guy Gutnick, Emerson, Burton, and Emanuel. What they're trying to do now, not even from Canada, they're trying to let every drug from all over the world come in without them being checked. And one of the words that Gutnick said is FDA and HHS, get the hell out of the way. Let anything come through this United States of America. Just think of one of these young kids were taking cancer drugs. And
his Mama Bo, God bless her, is she still being forced because of her cheap son to buy her drugs on the internet?
I'll tell you honestly, I wish I could afford to pay for everyone's drugs. That's why the Medicaid bill was in there. They're going to subsidize the old people for their drugs.
I'm worried about Mama Bo.
Yeah, but wouldn't you be worried about them taking something that is not what the drug's supposed to be?
Yeah, of course.
All right, how about if they're taking
I
a
used
cancer
to do that
drug
back in the 80s, just see what would happen.
Well, you used to you thought it was coke, and it was baby laxative. You used to cut it with that.
I'd take a bunch of stuff and see what happened.
You know, seriously, again.
I used to take uppers and downers and let them fight it out.
They want to get... Hey, Don.
See which way I go.
Yeah, up or down. Hey, they have 3 young kids, 3 young American kids.
5 black beauties and about 6 koilas, and
now what?
3.
Grab that Stolzenaya and let's party.
Let's get on the air now.
3.
Let's get on there and play some air supply on VH1.
3 young kids went to South Africa on vacation, just to show you. They want to import South African drugs. 25% of them are counterfeit. 3 kids died. They took cough medicine in South America. These were kids that went over there on vacation.
Oh,
and they went to this is what people have to worry. And they have to call the congressmen before United States Congress and let's vote this thing down. Let's get our
drugs
checked.
You know what I want you to do now, Bo?
What, Don?
Take your pants off.
You want to see my hammer?
I want to see what you're packing here.
All right, well, one condition. If I do that, will you show me yours?
Well, I hurt my back before, so I don't have anybody in there to help me lift it.
Hey, listen to me. We haven't...
Randall doesn't have his rubber gloves with him.
Only man has to have a spotter to take a whiz.
What's that smell on you?
Yeah, but by the way, I'm glad Bo said that because if you'll notice, it is this beautiful Aramis cologne given to me by the Admiral himself, Eddie Straw, over at Estee Lauder, by the way.
What do you mean he gave you cologne?
He sent me cologne. We had dinner with him that night at Rayo's.
And he sent you cologne?
I asked him for it.
You shake down my dinner gauge like that?
ask him.
You shake down my dinner guest like that?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, no, what? Gee, what a surprise, Bo.
My God.
Holy God.
And by the way, Aramis is coming out with a new cologne, which is going to be pushed by Andre Agassi. And I'm getting that next week.
You're going to be the new
You know what that stuff smells like?
Aramis is nice.
Oh, it's great.
I used to use
Goat
that.
farts.
Andre Agassi has a new cologne
That's
coming
right.
out.
Aramis is next week. I'm going to get it.
He
That's straw.
He should be kicking some butt. He should be kicking some
Yeah.
butt. So, hey, Don, I was out to dinner the other night with your friend David Kamansky and his lovely wife, and Grasso and his lovely wife.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is possibly a day trip out there, with your permission, of course. We were going to maybe fly out there in the next couple of weeks.
That would be great.
When you have the kids and Kamansky.
I'd particularly like Mr. and Mrs. Kamansky
Lovely people.
to come out. I love them.
Yeah.
I'd give them a bad time, but they are really some first-class people.
He's doing real well. You know, he retired.
Sure, he's doing real
He
well.
left-
He took hundreds of millions of dollars out of Merrill Lynch. I've seen dog food.
No.
Of course
He left,
he's doing well.
No, he left that other creep, that backstabbing creep over there that disavowitated him. Who's that guy they put in as the new chairman there? The whole board was against it. Kamansky put him in, and the guy left him like, really left him.
David knew what was going to happen. David's no dope.
David's a great man. His family, good family. And then what's wrong with Grasso? So what if he didn't have that
I
college?
didn't say anything was
What are you
wrong
knocking him because he didn't have that college degree he said he had? Are you trying to knock him?
No, I didn't say anything was wrong with Grasso. I love Grasso.
Did you see the article in the Post about Bo Dietl and Associates finding out these people that say they have these college degrees and they put them on their resumes and then they don't have them and we check it out?
Oh, hey, by the way, I got to talk to somebody in your office.
Yeah, but
about...
I checked on that thing and everything was up to date. We spoke to that young lady you have running your ranch and she's very happy with everything, Don, so I didn't know what you were talking about. Mike Sherville spoke to her and she said everything's up to date and everything's
About the confusion with the Social Security number?
Not that one. The other thing about the young fellow you have working there and all that. You know, we check out everybody pretty deeply, and we find out we find out if they are good or bad.
Well, I need my program on the radio all over the country, including 610 Sports Animal in Albuquerque. They sent me a bunch of isotopes junk. A baseball team, I guess it is. And some 610 Sports Animal T-shirt and bumper sticker, and I gave it all to Chicken Jack. All right. Isotopes. This is what a bunch of dopes. That's a stupid baseball deal. I mean, that... The isotopes. Yeah, isotopes. So what's going on in the world?
One U.S. soldier is dead after a military convoy came under attack in central Baghdad.
32 American kids have lost their lives there since the war.
That's right.
Yeah, probably in hostile.
In hostile action, yeah. More than that, another...
Almost 80.
6 other Americans were wounded in this one, in the ambush, and all were evacuated to a medical facility. The convoy had come under attack by rocket-propelled grenades. Following the attack, U.S. troops searched homes and questioned people in Baghdad.
Who involved fired RPGs and small arms and injured both Iraqis and Americans. Right now what we're doing is we're going through the neighborhood to make sure everybody's safe, and we're trying to see if anyone saw anything about the attack.
A group claiming to be connected to the Al-Qaeda terrorist network says it is behind these attacks on U.S. forces in Iraq and warns more to come. An unidentified voice on an audio tape broadcast by an Arab TV network warned of new anti-American action in the coming days which would, quote, break the back of America completely. The group said Saddam Hussein's loyalists are not the people behind these attacks. American forces, of course, have been under almost daily attack for weeks now. CIA Director George Tenet is expected to be summoned to Capitol Hill this week to explain more about the controversial sentence that got into the President's State of the Union speech in January.
Can you identify this sound, Charles?
Yeah, let's see. Well, I can't. One more time, please. It sounds like either one of those little cricket things that you snap, you know, or it sounds like the snap, perhaps, of a knife blade being returned to its housing. Something like that. Or one of those little cricket deals.
That's good. It's me snapping my knife open.
Oh, there you go.
If you were here, I'd stab you.
Well, why would you do that?
I don't know.
No particular reason?
No.
Seems like the right thing to do?
No.
On ABC's Good Morning America, Indiana Democrat Evan Bayh said President Bush's credibility is at stake.
It's still a good thing that Saddam Hussein is gone. He was going to be a threat to the world at some future point. I can't say this was an intentional manipulation, but perhaps a little gilding of the lily.
Bayh said Congress has got to get to the bottom of what happened. He called CIA Chief Tenet a good man and said it's too soon to determine whether he should resign or be fired. Over the weekend, National Security Advisor Condoleezza Rice said President Bush continues to have confidence in Mr. Tenet. Bucky Rice?
Yeah.
Why is that, man?
Are they going to try to hang a read my lips, no new taxes deal on this President Bush with this
with these
uranium deal?
These 16 words?
No.
Remains to be seen whether this is a turning point.
What do you think, Bernard?
Could very well be. I think this may be it. This is what gets the public to wake up a little bit. See that they were indeed somewhat deceived, not necessarily by the president, but maybe by some of the hidden agenda jackasses in the Defense Department and those people.
Who would they be?
Rumsfeld, Wolfowitz,
Pearl,
Richard Pearl, and the rest. 200 guys killed for, for what they thought they were defending American lives, and it turns out not to be the case.
Well, that's a stretch.
Not at all. How was it a stretch? They remember Detroit was going to go up in a mushroom cloud. It's imminent. We have to act now. Hurry up. Come on, let's do this. When the whole time they just wanted to invade Iraq for years.
How much to argue with?
They used.
Is there, Charles, or is there?
Remains to be seen, man. I would say that certainly this is a problem for the president. It remains to see what the dimensions become.
Are you willing at this point to say Bernie was right?
Oh, no. No.
Bernie, by the way, voted for President Bush, a big Bush supporter.
Yeah. Well, I know that.
Voted for his dad, voted for Dole. But it's about lying to guys and sending them in to die. I mean, that's a terrible thing. And maybe the president was deceived as well as the rest of us.
Which is not good.
Not at all.
You can't be deceiving the president.
It's not good that the president would allow himself to be deceived, but...
I mean, it's not like Sid's the president.
Although it could be. Certainly something I'm going to look into in the future.
God almighty. I mean, it's statements like that illuminate this delusionary state you're in concerning this October 3rd boxing match with Bernard. I mean,
I think if I ran, I'd do well. I'll tell you this. If I don't have either Mike or Chris's spot in the next 7 years, I will run for president of the United States.
Well, Mike's got enough money now he could retire, so...
And from what I saw on the weekend at the WFAN softball game...
You got a lot of leadership qualities in you.
Zero leadership. You're a sore loser.
Okay, I'm done.
Run off the field, yell at umps.
Well, the ump was a jerk. I made a play in the hole and threw it to first base. The guy was clearly out-confident, made a great stretch on the plate. It's a terrific first
your
baseman.
mitt down. Well, it was steps on my foot.
He runs over there yelling, "What? Are you kidding?"
I don't know. I thought I was...
This is a charity softball game for a cop with leukemia. Is that the story?
Yes.
And you got mad and walked off the field.
That's right. Left the game. Took my glove and went home.
He ran over there yelling at the umpire.
And he started off a dazzling double play.
Right.
Dazzling.
Right. Dazzling play.
The 8th inning, I think, or so.
7th inning, and made the play and flipped it over to Lou, who was standing on second base.
I'm saying, nobody's coming here. Nobody's here. Oh, okay.
It was the imaginary runner.
Well, I'm done.
Maybe it was Fred with his invisible bug crane.
He's invisible to Sid, also.
He's invisible to bugs, which you would qualify, Sid.
Being a roach.
Yeah, being an absolute maggot.
I'm serious, though. I mean, I'm thinking I could run. Why not? Jerry Springer's running for office again. Why couldn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Scarborough, I'm looking at his commercial right now. He was a congressman, wasn't he?
Yes, he was, in the Redneck Riviera there in Florida.
Ernie described him so well last week when he said he's Matthew Perry with Down syndrome.
Aww.
I'm happy what he looks like.
I don't think Bernie said that on the air, did he?
He definitely didn't. No.
Oh,
God.
God.
He didn't say that on the air.
No.
Vote for me, Sid Rosenberg.
Oh, my God. Oh, I thought I heard it
was
somewhere.
an instant messenger.
No, I don't think that was. I don't think we meant to broadcast that, Sid. A lot of stuff gets said off the air that doesn't belong on the air.
That's one of the promos I think they're
Which is why it's said off the air.
Matthew Perry with Down syndrome tonight. Oh, Lord Almighty.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything going on up there above your eyebrows?
I'm sorry.
Well, I just wondered, above the eyebrow line, does anything happen in that?
Well, let me ask you this, honestly, and I told this out to everybody.
There is no creature that God has ever created or whatever beneath you.
Really? Not even Bill Clinton?
Oh, no. Bill Clinton is a pope compared to you.
Which should give you an indication of where you rank.
You really are just a horrid human being. I mean,
it's okay.
From your remark about the David Juris picnic.
What was that about?
Well, the cancer carnival, you called it.
First of all, I thought it was actually called that. I didn't make it up on the
Oh, they're going to call it that. Please come to our cancer carnival.
Guess not.
I just wonder if you're just an idiot, or if you just, or it couldn't be malicious. Because you're not a malicious person.
Well, then, if it's not malicious, then yes, he's an idiot.
You're unethical and immoral and crooked.
Other than that.
So, yeah, but what was so perfect? Why couldn't I be a politician then? So for everything you've described me, it's perfect.
It'd be funny like your cousin, Norm Coleman.
My cousin Norm Coleman, who is the senator of the great state of Minnesota.
That skunk.
Who won that election going away, by the way.
Who will never be on this program, by the way.
Sure he will. And he'll be president, too.
Oh.
I'm booking him for next week, by the way.
Oh, good. Let me know how that goes. Can I have him on next week?
That's right. He has all the time he wants.
Why? Why do you say that?
Well, because we're off next week. It's 1:15.
Congress will push. Raise taxes. I'll say no. They try again, I'll say no.
Car hits being worked on, and westbound Route 80 is crawling into exit 47 due to a collision. Then there's a tractor-trailer and car accident blocking the central lane at exit 43. This report's brought to you by Bowmore. Strike Long Island offers an indoor go-kart track and 36 lanes of bowling strike style. Enjoy unlimited bowling Monday from 9 to 3 for just $12. Visit StrikeLongIsland.com. I'm Lori McNichol for the Toyota Fan Highway Patrol.
20 minutes after the hour here in the IMUS625 program. On the radio and on MSNBC, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Coming up tonight on MSNBC, Chris Matthews will talk about whether the president has to find these weapons of mass destruction, and Peggy Noonan will weigh in the hardball debate. And then Keith is going to talk to Jerry Springer, and Banjo Boy, Joe Scarborough, his real deal is something to do with movie ratings that will prevent your children from seeing movies that they want to see.
Right, exactly.
Congratulations to Philip McCarthy from San Antone. He knew. He won $1,000 from iWon.com and the IMUS625 program. He knew that in the song Carmelita that Warren Zevon wrote, and the version I play is the one that Adam Durst, guy from Counting Crows, did. He knew that the protagonist in that song, heroin addict, had hawked his Smith Corona, his typewriter, and went down to meet his man on Alvarado Street at the Pioneer Chicken Stand. That's it. So, tomorrow, another chance. Tomorrow will be a current events question. Okay. Well, you win $1,000. What's going on in the world of scum, Janice?
Scum Report brought to you by the Oral-B 3D XL Power Toothbrush, the official toothbrush of the IMUS in the Morning program. Husbands, look out. According to a new poll, more women are cheating on their husbands and doing it without remorse. 90% of adulterous wives told one researcher that they suffered no guilt, but rather felt entitled to the pleasure and excitement of their secret trysts. And more than 60% of all married women will engage in at least one affair.
Wow. Pigs. Why did they say they felt entitled?
Well, I guess because they are married to pigs.
No, it's not even that. No, it's not even that the guy's going out and cheating on him. It's that they just don't feel like they're getting what they want at home.
Yeah, not getting what they need.
Hmm.
Yeah.
How would you know that, Sid?
I read the article.
Yeah.
I'm up on it.
There you go.
Yet they get custody 90% of the time.
Right.
Even though you're these sleazy slobs like they are. Yeah.
What?
Well, there you go. You have the results in front of you, don't you? 60% of them are going to cheat.
That's right. So,
Janice, you would, if Janice gets married, you would be one of them, wouldn't you,
I
Janice?
don't think so.
Huh?
No.
Indications are you would.
It depends on who I get married to.
That's right. If she's
there, you go.
And if I feel that I'm fulfilled, I will not see the need.
There you go. People tell me feeling unfulfilled.
Here we go. A 53-year-old Romanian man who has been divorced 4 times says he has finally found the ideal partner, a blow-up doll. PUC is what his name is, and he said he decided to buy himself the doll to replace his 4th wife 5 months ago. Since then, he's been very fond of his new partner and says he even keeps her at the table when he eats. I couldn't keep a woman beside me for more than 5 years, so I decided to buy myself an inflatable partner, and I am so satisfied now.
There you are.
And they don't bruise.
Yeah.
No, and they don't talk back either.
Don't talk back?
No.
They don't bruise?
Nuh-uh. And for people like Sid and the Iron Man, you'd have to see the look of disappointment on their faces when you get done.
Got the same.
Why did we include me in that? I don't know. Tourette syndrome, I think.
I think he really wanted to just say you, Iron Man, but he threw me in there just to make sure everything was okay.
Thank you, Sid. What's going on in sports, Sid?
Well, tonight is the home run hitting contest for the All-Star game. We're at the midway point of the Major League Baseball season.
Hey, this time it counts, the All-Star game.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, I mean, tomorrow night, the winner of the All-Star game, that league will host Game 7 of the World Series, which is a stupid, stupid rule.
No, maybe it'll make guys like Barry Bonds stick around past the 3rd inning.
You know, it's funny you say that, Vern. That's not necessarily going to be the case. His father hasn't been feeling well. He talked about leaving. So I don't, here's a problem with that scenario, by the way. Everybody's supposed to play. They get a player from every single team, even the rotten teams. So do you really believe that if Alex Rodriguez is playing in the 8th or the 9th inning, and he's playing for the last place Texas Rangers, that he's going to play harder so that the Yankees can get home field advantage? He could care less. You see what I'm saying?
Couldn't care less. No.
Hello? Does this work? Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah. Okay. All right. Tour de France are up to the 8th stage, Iron Man, and Lance Armstrong is winning once again. He's looking to tie the record of winning 5 straight. And as of yesterday, he was over the hills, and he had a tough time against one of these Mexican, no, he's a Spanish guy, Iban Mayo, and the Mexican guy beat him, and should make for a very exciting race later on this week.
Excellent sport report.
I got a copy, by the way, of Mike Tyson. It's coming out, Iron Man, July 16th, next Wednesday night. And the show is called Beyond the Glory. And they take an athlete and they do like a whole biographical thing on him. And I got the copy of the tape early of Mike Tyson. It is spectacular.
Why?
Chronicles the whole career of Tyson, all of his problems with all the women he's been with. I'm telling you, it's a very entertaining episode. You may want to check that out. All right, thanks. I'll see you tomorrow.
I just can't imagine wanting to watch that.
Well, I did go see Pirates of the Caribbean this weekend with Johnny Depp. Would you like a critique on that?
You went with Johnny Depp?
No, I went. He's the star of the movie.
Oh.
The movie was good. I think it's okay for kids, and 1 to 10, I'd give it a 7. I tried an herbal tea for the first time this weekend. I'm in vanilla flavor. Would you like a critique of that?
Yeah.
Suck.
I'd like to start including isotope scores in your sports report.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, I can do that. Not exactly sure I could find them.
It means research.
Yeah.
Not used to research or reading paper.
I did get a letter last week, a couple weeks ago, from Chernoff, who told me that it's time to start including WNBA scores, especially the Connecticut Sun, for our good friend Mitchell Edis.
Sure.
So if you want me to include the isotopes, I'd be happy to do that.
Yeah.
Where do they play?
In Albuquerque.
They're called the Albuquerque Isotopes?
I believe.
All right, well, for now on, you're going to have those...
They're a baseball team, right, Randall? Yeah, they're a baseball team.
Okay.
All right, yeah, it's going to be great. So, we look forward to that coming up.
They're a minor league team of which franchise?
Who says it's a slow time right now?
Big Florida.
Yeah, well, they're a minor league team of one of the Florida team, or one of them.
The Isotopes.
The Florida Marlins, you must be talking about.
I guess, yeah.
Well, that's fine. I mean,
What's the latest on Kobe Bryant?
Kobe Bryant, DNA samples were taken afterwards. He says that there's no way in a million years he would do something like that, but yet the friends of the girl who made this claim say there's no way in a million years she would lie about something like that. So,
Yeah, but they did say she's got stars in her eyes.
She does. She tried out for American Idol, and she's into the whole... She's very aggressive, they say, when it comes to stars. So we'll have to wait and see. Right now, we know very little, not much more than we knew a week ago.
Memphis 7, Albuquerque 2.
Oh, there it is. Yep, Isotopes went down 7-2.
Yep.
Back with the happy recap right after this.
Well, that's not good, is it?
No.
And this gerbil brain program director down there at 610 Sports Animal, Ian Martin, or whatever his name is.
In fact, D. Haynes doubled with the bases loaded, scoring all 3 runners ahead of him to ice a 5-run eighth and give visiting Memphis a 7-2 victory yesterday over the Isotopes,
Oh. They lost at home.
There you go. Not good.
No, in their beautiful stadium, according to Ian.
Yep.
Well, you were down there, weren't you? I mean, didn't you go down there last week and check it out?
With your Isotope shirt and cap?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I did. 20, almost 29 after the hour.
I just got different alternates in my life sometimes now. I like doing other things too. I'm like getting high. I like hanging out with my kids. I like drinking a little. I just like to do a lot of other things.
This guy's pretty cute.
Blowing like I've never known. I'm breathing deeper than I've ever done, and it sure feels good to finally feel the way I do. Now I wanna love somebody like you. I used to run in circles, going nowhere fast. I take one step forward, end up 2 steps back. Couldn't walk a straight line, even if I wanted to. I wanna love somebody like you. Sunshine, shining down on me and you. When your arms around me, oh baby, there ain't nothing in this world I can't do. Sometimes it's hard for me to understand, but you're teaching me to be a better man. I don't want to take this life for granted like I used to do. No, I want to love somebody like you. I'm up in the morning.
Are you cranky or...
Too late.
Mike and the Mad Dog. Sports Radio 66 WFAN. They're talking sports, going at it as hard as they can. It's Mike and the Mad Dog on the fan. Nothing can get by 'em, turn it on and try 'em. Mike and the Mad Dog, WFAN.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you today? Monday, New York. Good to have you with us on the Fan and Sports Radio 66 on the 14th day of July, the year 2003. It's exactly about what's going on as far as the world of sports is concerned. Busy week, busy day. We'll get you moving. Mark Malusis and Chris Carlin as we chat. Yes, Network always piggybacks. Pleasure to have them with us as we take you right up until 6:20 tonight for our first of 5 shows. Mike is on vacation, and he'll be back with you next Monday. All right, let's kick it off with where we stand with the locals as far as the All-Star break is concerned. Well, listen,
Jill found that Verizon Online DSL with MSN8 lets her see, hear, and feel the internet like never before. Now at a new lower price of only $34.95 a month.
I see one down here. Thanks, Viv.
To power up your internet, call 1-800-PIC-DSL or log on to Verizon.com/PIC-DSL. Verizon Online DSL with MSN8. This is really powerful stuff. Verizon. Make progress every day.
$12.95 shipping and handling fee and other restrictions.
5374. 1-800-882-5374. They need your help.
Nice to have you aboard. As we talked about the world of sports, Harlem, we go and say hello to Rick on the fan. Rick, what's going on?
Hey, Chris, how you doing? Okay. Program on the radio all over the country and on MSNBC. We're going to talk to Howard Kurtz here in a minute. Then we're going to talk with Larry Posner, who's this attorney from Colorado. I've seen him on these various shows and so on. And I think Bigfoot asked us if we wanted to have him on. And we said, yes, we did. Yeah. About Tom Bowman over at MSNBC. We said yes. And see what Larry knows about what's going on with Kobe Bryant. But of far more interest to us, frankly, is the fact that Bill Keller has been named the new executive editor of the New York Times, replacing Hal Raines. Interestingly enough, Mr. Keller was up for that job, vying for it with Mr. Raines when Sulzberger Jr. picked Raines over Mr. Keller. Mr. Keller then became, to his regret. Yes, apparently. Yeah. But on top of this, as he was on the initial story, is our guy from the Washington Post, Howard Kurtz. Good morning, Mr. Kurtz.
Morning, Mr. Iman.
You know David Von Draley?
I do.
He's standing outside the window here at the ranch.
It's an interesting vacation spot for him.
I don't think he's on vacation. I think he's working with my wife on something.
Oh. Or
he's
maybe
a very nice guy.
Maybe stalking you.
No.
Yes, he's a lovely guy.
So you don't have anything on him, or?
No.
We could use?
He's a solid citizen.
It's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, so, what a fascinating column this morning from you on this whole Bill Keller thing. Start at the beginning and tell me what happened here.
Well, it's almost like one of these Greek plays where, Keller is this sort of noble, decent guy who had a lot of support when he wanted to be the executive editor last time, gets edged out by the hard-charging Hal Raines, goes off to write a column, pretty good column, by the way, and, figures that's it, at least for the next 5 to 7 years, and suddenly lightning strikes, the newsroom revolts against Raines in the aftermath of the Jason Blair scandal. Arthur Sulzberger needs a new editor, and he comes back to the guy he passed over 2 years ago, takes him to lunch and says, would you like to have a life, or would you like to be the editor of the New York Times? And Keller told me it didn't take him too many seconds to make that decision.
What are the details of this disastrous appearance of Hal Raines on Charlie Rose? Was it a disastrous appearance, and if it was, in whose estimation was it?
In the estimation of everyone that I spoke to yesterday at the New York Times, as well as everyone in the journalistic community that I've been talking to, nobody thinks that Hal Raines came off well. Even Sulzberger, who appointed Howell and partially defends the guy, says, some of his comments were not well thought out. For a CEO to say that's pretty strong criticism. I mean, the problem is that it didn't seem like Howell got it. This was the first time he came out of the bunker since being under fire on the whole Jason Blair, Rick Bragg debacle at the paper, and he's coming out to explain himself. And instead of saying, gee, I made a lot of mistakes, he did utter a sentence or two in that direction. He says, I was trying to reform the place, and the people who were against me were a bunch of lazy folks who were part of the Old Boy Network, and they were wedded to the status quo. They didn't care if they got beat by other papers, and that was like set off huge reaction among people at the New York Times, many of them fine journalists who understandably feel like they worked pretty hard and had a pretty good newspaper before Hal Raines took it over. So that was just like pouring salt into an open wound, and it didn't create much sympathy for Hal.
How was Charlie? You obviously saw the interview?
Yeah, I had to stay up and write it on deadline at about 11 o'clock at night.
How was Charlie with him?
Well, Charlie acknowledged up front that they're friends, which I guess is one of the reasons that Howell decided to do the program.
Yeah.
And Charlie, asked some good questions, but didn't exactly follow up. I mean, he asked him one Jason Blair question. Howell says he never got the memo, the famous memo saying we have to stop Jason from writing for the New York Times right now. And Charlie didn't come back and say, well, should you as executive editor of the paper have known this guy was making all these mistakes, screwed up the sniper story, et cetera, et cetera. Didn't do that. Didn't ask any questions about Rick Bragg. There were just a whole bunch of opportunities, not that he needed to interrogate him, but where he just sort of let Howell Raines ramble and compare himself to Picasso. It was quite a performance.
I couldn't. I don't know. I couldn't see it. I don't know why I couldn't watch it. I must have been doing something here. But I mean, it's still not an excuse. I do have a TiVo, so. But
it's worth a look by you.
I've got to get it. Bernie, you got to give me a copy of this just for my own entertainment. So. Feel like a porn film for me. So, I mean,
I'm a little sympathetic to Howell because I don't know, for all of his flaws and the way that he drove the staff, whether he needed to resign. He wasn't, Jason Blair wasn't entirely his fault, but he handled it so badly. And then he comes out and, any PR person would have told him, you have to show a little humility, you have to accept your share of responsibility, don't go out and attack the staff that you were in charge of. And he didn't do any of those things. And interestingly, when I talked to Bill Kelly yesterday, who's actually a New York Times editor with a sense of humor, departure from the recent past, he made it quite clear that he plans to run that newsroom very differently than Howell Raines did, talking about how reporters can't be driven all the time and hunched over their desk. They need to spend time with their families, how he wanted to give more power to the department heads rather than just having 2 or 3 people run the paper in an autocratic fashion. Usually, when somebody's appointed to a new job, they come on and they say very decorous things like, well, the last guy was really great, but now we're going to make the paper even better. Keller didn't pull any punches. He made clear that he had a very different style, and will have a very different style than Howell.
We're talking with Howard Kurtz of the Washington Post about the New York Times situation. Did you and Ben Bradley ever resolve your differences over history? He was just kidding, wasn't he?
I think he was trying to be funny. I'll tell you what happened.
He was trying to be funny.
After he was on your program publicly speculating that my marriage was on the rocks, by the way, it's 6 weeks old and still going strong.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very much. Because I had to file Jason Blair and Rick Bragg stories both the weekend I got married in L.A. and on my honeymoon in London, which my new bride was very, very understanding about. I hasten to underscore. My wife Sherry sent Bradley an email, kind of a funny email saying, I happen to find sexy a man who can juggle his marriage vows and a deadline and a new wife at the same time. And by the way, next time you go on IMUS, you might want to check with me first. And Bradley, to his credit, sent a huge, beautiful bouquet of flowers to Sherry with an apologetic note. So we are tight now.
Well, you sort of stuck it to Ben, too, though, didn't you? Pointing out that he'd been married about 9 times.
Well, he said he was an expert on marriage, but not necessarily on mine. Trying to have a little fun.
12 after the hour, time with Howard Kurtz from Washington Post. Back to the New York Times. Now, they had, as irony would have it, I guess a pretty good way to describe it, they had a 2,100-word correction yesterday that they ran on what was that all about, and how'd they get that story so wrong?
First of all, if I was going to announce the new editor of the New York Times, I would have waited 1 more day so that the stories wouldn't also have to include this humiliating, embarrassing, endless correction. This was a profile of the music industry executives, and the correction was so long. To paraphrase a famous journalist, the only accurate words in there seemed to be the, and but. I mean, the premise of the story was wrong. Said this guy had lost control of his company. He hadn't. They got his address wrong. I mean, every paragraph was about something that the original article had screwed up. And the question that I would ask is, I talked to the reporter, Lynette Holloway. She didn't want to comment. Some people felt like she perhaps had bitten off too much here. She hasn't been covering the music industry all that long. The question I would ask is, where are the editors? How did this obviously flawed piece of journalism?
You got it! You got it! You got it! You got it! I know you got IMUS in the morning.
Want to get it together?
And they do.
I don't know.
That would be my question. That would be the first question I'd ask.
That's A.
I just don't get that. So, but I mean, he does. So, well, good for Keller, I guess.
I was because I'm a fan of his. I mean, I just was tickled to hear that.
Kind of a panty-wearing sissy boy, but
no, he's not.
Well, some of his columns left me a little. No, I guess they were. He's not as bad as Frank, and of course, I love Frank, so. But nobody's as bad as Frank. I mean. Holy God. But Frank is weeping now over something.
But we're huge fans.
Yes.
Regardless.
Well, I was talking to we're on the radio here all over the country and on MSNBC, and our ratings have been going up around the country and in New York for the past year. With fairly dramatic fashion in some cases.
Excellent.
And I was trying to think what happened about a year ago. And we added, about a year ago, we kind of... How long have you been with the program, Janice?
It'll be a year in September.
Okay. And Sid, how long have you been full-time with the program?
Well, I was here for about 18 months, but it took you 6 months to get rid of everybody else and finally give me the gig full-time.
Right.
So it's been about a year since you made that brilliant move.
So that's the change. That's the change we've made with the program.
Yeah.
Other than cutting back on some things we were doing and rearranging some other stuff, is Sid and Janice. So we add Sid and Janice, the ratings go up.
There you go.
Well,
dramatically, by the way.
Yeah.
Giving them their due. Way to go, I-Man.
So if the ratings go down suddenly, it'll be because of...
Oh, no, not so fast. First of all, both of them, it's again due to my genius and my ability to take people who are essentially losers.
Right.
Yes.
And have demonstrated that in their careers up to the point that we hired them.
Clearly. Just look at the record. Look at the record.
Yes, and turn them into something. I mean, Sid was part of the most atrocious morning sports show in the history of radio, the Sports Guys over at WNEW. And Janice was had a camper, and she was following hockey players all over the country.
Stuck in Canada, yeah.
Yeah, so... Man. And, we brought them in, and we gave them personalities and created a role for them.
It's like a Greyhound rescue service.
Exactly. And so who should the congratulations go to? Well, the congratulations should go to me. So the congratulations should go to, not to those two losers.
Reason you're in Ohio, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just crazy.
Thank you for sheltering us.
No, I mean, you're crazy. There's no other way to describe you. You're absolutely a madman.
Here's Charles now with a look at what's going on in the world, because we haven't done any of that yet. So, good morning, Charles.
Morning,
Don't you pipe down until I ask you to participate.
To pipe up?
Yeah.
Claudette is a hurricane now and is bearing down on the Texas coast, I-Man. 75-mile-an-hour winds expected to hit between the Gulf Coast towns of Corpus Christi and Galveston. Later on today, people being urged to get out of low-lying areas. 5-foot storm surge already reported in Galveston. President Bush says the intelligence he gets is darn good. Thank you, and that's his quote, darn good. He made the comment while answering a question about the controversy.
Fun of our president, you communist.
Surrounding his State of the Union speech and all, the African, Niger, uranium, who got what, where, and when, and who knew what, why.
Don't worry about it.
Risky move on the part of the government. Prosecutors say, though, they will not allow 9/11 terror suspect Zacharias Moussaoui to question a top al-Qaeda detainee. The president says, when all is said and done, Americans and the entire world will realize Saddam Hussein did, in fact, have a weapons program.
Yeah.
Iraq's new governing council trying to overcome some difficulty.
In a lockbox.
Because
that's what it is. It's in Al Gore's lockbox.
Have we looked there?
No, we haven't.
No.
The weapons of mass destruction are in a lockbox.
Being held by Al Gore.
Yeah.
The new governing council being criticized by Iraqis as illegitimate since all its members were approved by the U.S. They've been assured they will have real power, although the American administrator, Mr. Bremer, will have the final say.
Not that happy with him, by the way, but...
And backers of California's embattled Governor Gray Davis planning a news conference today, Iman, considering legal action to try to stop this...
Iman?
Iman. To
That's
stop
not what you said, though.
Oh, did I
You
say-
said Iman.
Iman. To stop the recall drive.
Yeah. Well, I have my new Doug Newton, Billy Martin shirt on this morning, my Will Rogers shirt. And,
I just don't think I would call attention to it, were I you.
Why?
Well, because you just look like, what's this program that's coming up tonight? You look like you should be a candidate on Bravo Network's Queer Eye. That's why. Queer Eye for the straight guy.
I love this shirt. The only problem is, there's a couple problems.
5 Mo's should come in and redo you.
The sleeves are about maybe an inch, no, I don't know. No, about an inch too long, maybe.
It just looks...
And then they're way too baggy, the sleeves. Well, I mean, they need to be taken up. It looks like about, I don't know, it looks like an inch on one side and an inch on the other, maybe not that much. No, it does. But they're great. Now, Billy Martin's, they're the outfit who threw Justin boots, give all the kids Justin cowboy boots, which I grew up wearing, by the way. They're a great cowboy boot. And they give all the kids cowboy boots, and there's hundreds of pair over the past few years, you know. And then, along with Wrangler jeans, because
this is you to a T. This thing is debuting tonight. 5 New York gay men rescue some poor, style-starved straight person at a crossroads in his life. That's you. That's you in that shirt.
But what I've decided is I don't want this shirt in different colors.
Let's make you over, I-Man.
I want it in this color, but with different piping.
That's the problem, the piping.
So this has red piping. We need one with burgundy piping.
But we love
and we need
piping.
another with turquoise.
You're ready to go to a gay Halloween party then. Charles should be
another with turquoise piping. We need some, you know, so make some shirts like that, but we got to fix the sleeves. Because there's a blue one he sent that you can't wear. But you can wear that one? This color, this is great. And this would look great. This is red piping. This would look great in the burgundy piping.
I think it looks good. You know.
And by the way, you can Billy Martin will make these shirts for you. So, 28 after the hour here in the IMUS in the morning program. What's coming up from World of Scum, Janet?
The Scum Report, by the way, brought to you by the Oral-B 3D XL Power Toothbrush. Let's see, we've got Star Jones having breast reduction, and men...
How about butt reduction? Jesus.
And men are paying thousands of dollars to shoot naked women with paintballs. Called Hunting for Bambi. It's another reason why men are scum.
That is pretty scummy.
Isn't that horrible?
Those women, no doubt, being forced to go out there and allow men to shoot them with paintballs.
Naked with tennis shoes. And I saw you on their website, Sid.
Why do you blame it on the men? It's not like you go out there, you do it. You're the one. You're the problem.
These poor women need money.
Oh, please. Go to school. Get a job. Do something instead of walking around like a bunch of sluts and whores. Stop blaming the men. It's you guys do it. No one puts a gun to your head when you go out and dance at clubs and stand on the corner. You're doing it. You can go to school and get a job like I did.
Would you go out and shoot these naked women?
Absolutely.
No, I wouldn't use No, Sid. Don't use yourself as an example. That's disgraceful. As I did.
Yeah, well.
You won the lottery until I get irritated with you and fire you. So, the way things are going, though, that's not likely to happen, but...
And wait to hear the sports report coming up, my man, brought to you by Grey Goose, the world's best-tasting vodka. Rush Limbaugh, a job doing football on ESPN Countdown on Sunday mornings.
What?
Deion Sanders gets help from Jesus. And Roger Clemens will pitch in the All-Star game.
Grey Goose vodka in 2 days, Charles. I'll have 16 years of being sober.
Excellent.
And that would be a time to celebrate.
Yeah, call Sidney Frank now and celebrate the little Grey Goose.
Huge with some Grey Goose vodka.
Woo-hoo. Yeah.
Right. Well, I always preferred Stolzenaya, the 100 proof.
I'll get whatever you want.
Oh, well, thanks, Sid. Now, we're going to talk...
Good job from Ben from Muncie. He won the tickets. Philadelphia and Dead Man Walking were the 2 Oscar deals. So, Bruce, you're going to Bruce tonight. Or Ben, you're going to Bruce tonight. Get to the radio station for these 2 tickets. And I'm telling you, I am reading some blockbuster shows here. Dublin, Ireland on May 31st at a huge stadium there. 3 hours, 26 songs. This is awesome. Born in the USA, The Rising, Lonesome Day, Candy's Room, My Love Will Not Let You Down, Atlantic City, Empty Sky, You're Missing, Waiting on a Sunny Day, The Promised Land, Worlds Apart, Badlands, Out in the Street, Mary's Place, Meeting Across the River, Jungle Land, In the Fire, Thunder Road, Kitty's Back, Ramrod, Born to Run, 7 Nights to Rock, Glory Days, My City of Ruins, Land of Hope and Dreams, and Dancing in the Dark. That, my friends, is rock and roll right there. If you don't get yourself into that, then you know what? Go put on the Monkeys. I mean, what can I tell you? That does not get any better. Let me give you another one. Barcelona, May 17th. The Rising, Lonesome Day, The Ties That Bind, My Love Will Not Let You Down, Empty Sky, You're Missing, Waiting on a Sunny Day, Sherry Darling, The Promised Land, Worlds Apart, Badlands, On the Street, Mary's Place, Because the Night, Jungle Land, In the Fire, Bobby Jean Ramrod, Born to Run, Hungry Heart, Detroit Medley, My City Ruins, Land of Open Dreams, and Dancing in the Dark. My gosh. You guys tonight, you're lucky. I'm sitting here watching Bonds, and you're going to Bruce. Here's Bob and a car phone. Bob, what's going on?
Hi, Chris. How you doing?
Hello, Robert.
I wanted to talk about the All-Star game for a second. This whole thing they came up with is really a smokescreen to increase ratings. I mean, you can't make the game important anymore because nobody cares. It's an exhibition. So my idea, which I think would absolutely blow the ratings out of the water, is to make the game more fan interactive. And what I would do is have Major League Baseball promote an all-star bonanza. That's what I'm calling it, at the beginning of the year. And they would ask fans across the country to register as either a National or an American League fan. So you'd have, by the time the game rolls around, you'd have like millions of people signed up, and you watch the game. Whoever wins the game wins for its registered fans a chance to be chosen at random on the field after the game in a live drawing to win $1 million. And I'll tell you, I'm going to watch the game because I'm a hardcore fan.
You're putting a little betting into this scenario. Is what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I mean,
you know what you're doing? You're putting Atlantic City and Las Vegas into the All-Star game.
Well, but what about the home run contest in the All-Star game? The guys win.
At the Tour de France, and your overall leader remains Lance Armstrong. This report brought to you by 1-800-OK-CABLE. Sign up for high-speed cable modem service today. Connect to the internet through a high-speed cable modem. It's just $19.95 per month for the first 3 months when you install it yourself. Restrictions apply. Call 1-800-OK-CABLE today. With reports every 20 minutes, this is John Minko, WFAN 2020 Sports.
Only one station talks New York sports all day, every day. And that's your flagship station for New York sports. The Fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York.
And now 441, we'll check in.
So going to have him on. I didn't mean as a because of this apparent change in his philosophy. I meant was he going to be restricted from appearing on HBO because he was Fox? I just meant from a... that's all I meant.
Yeah, I doubt it. I mean, I don't think their paths cross.
Yeah. Now, there is a new sport you probably heard about in Las Vegas.
Yeah, Jay was telling me about it last night.
Shooting. And you're not married, are you, Bill?
What's that?
You're not married, are you?
No, not to my knowledge.
Okay. Is this something you would do, shoot naked women with paintballs and then have sex with them?
Well, I didn't hear that you could have sex with them. But no, I would not shoot naked women with paintballs. In fact, I used to work for a charity in Las Vegas called Showgirls Without Fathers. And I think that this is just...
yes, for pregnant, but I agree.
It was a pregnant pause. I was waiting for the laughs out there somewhere. There are an awful lot, I must say, of women in Las Vegas nowadays who ply their trade through the strip clubs. There's a lot of strip clubs because I was in Vegas recently, and I did not realize till I went there that, do you know that the official slogan of the town now is, "What happens here stays here"?
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
I love that.
I love it too, but I mean, this is the place that a few years ago was trying to sell itself as a family place. And now they're selling themselves with, what happens here stays here. And I noticed that the people who work at the airport in Los Angeles love to work around Southwest Airlines because it's known as the stripper airline, because all the strippers go to Vegas to make their money on the weekend and then fly back to Los Angeles to be models and actresses and hookers. So you have this wonderful, continual, good-looking girl traffic going through the Southwest Airline terminal. What was the question?